future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Welcome to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo, Dr. Shirley and Medium Kellee White.
Two perspectives, one world.
This is Both Sides Now.
Welcome to Both Sides Now. I'm Dr. Shirley.
And I'm Medium Kellee White.
And John, our producer, is here.
Am I?
You are. And because we're in Studio One, you have a mic.
Am I
You're
here?
sitting right
I'm
next
here.
to us.
Okay.
I love it.
I ran from the other studio into here, so we're
That was a great show. I was
Yes.
listening.
Yeah.
That was great.
yeah, we're talking about James Van Prague's
James
show.
and Melinda. It was so much fun
with
to
Melinda.
listen to.
Yeah, it was. And he's doing something on forgiveness tomorrow, right? A live.
Yes, he is. He is doing a show. I think it's a live stream online about forgiving the unforgivable.
Well, that's going to be. What time is it at?
It's going to be.
It's going to be at.
I think it's 8:00. You'd think that I would know
Pacific?
this. Yeah, Pacific time. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's going to be a great thing to watch because tonight we are coincidentally talking about forgiveness. But boy, it's so important, I think, to listen what James has to say about, especially the unforgivable.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yes, because what happens is the energy gets stuck.
Yeah.
Energy gets stuck for the unforgivable.
yeah.
And, you know, as we all know, there are those situations out there.
It would be. I mean, it would be so hard to think about forgiving like someone who has hurt your child or something like that. I mean, I can't even imagine. But like we've talked before, and especially, there's been a lot of articles written about forgiving. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you're saying it's okay to the person who did what they did, or that you're wanting to, be friends with the person or letting them know that what they did was okay. Forgiveness
And
is
it also
really,
doesn't mean that you forget. You don't have to forget.
Right. It simply means that you're, accepting what happened. Because forgiveness, while we're still hanging on to forgiveness, I think it almost seems like we're still wanting what should have happened or how a person should have acted to still be there. So we're kind of in the past or wanting to rewrite the past as opposed to just accepting that it happened and letting go of that anger and that, because it really is affecting you.
Well, it actually physically will affect you as well. And from an auric standpoint, it will actually show up in somebody's aura if I'm working with somebody.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. You can see it. It's like a muddy kind of residue that kind of just lingers there. And the person could be like the sunniest person in the world, and yet there's a heaviness in the heart or heaviness in the back, in your lower back.
Yeah.
Or headaches, somebody that gets migraines.
Or neck ache.
Or neck ache.
Neck aches,
Any kind of aches. My brother has bursitis. I just found out. Maybe, Danny, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe
But
it's letting go of something.
Sure, it's inflammation.
And that doesn't mean, not going through the anger and the, and the sadness that whatever someone did causes. I think that we need to give that process just as much respect to get then to the other side, to be able to accept what happened and
The other side of the problem.
Yeah.
Not the other side of what Kelly works with.
Yeah.
no, not that
kidding.
other side. No.
Well,
Thank you for clarifying, John.
I was like, I just...
Well, what's interesting about the other side is, and this happens all the time, is they'll come through and they will be asking the person for forgiveness.
Yeah.
I've said this story before, but
That happened today on the show, actually.
What happened?
Well, there was a lady that called in, and I believe it was the mother came through and wanted her to give the father a kiss on the cheek. Well, she's not speaking to the father, so. And the father lives in another state. So it was very interesting because, those moments when spirit orchestrates something like that and is sending a message, there could be a lot of healing involved that they're going to orchestrate from the other side if you just get out of the way and let spirit
And I love
intervene.
what Melinda said about that, actually, was right on. She said that because energetically, if she couldn't get to the father, energetically, she could send him healing energy.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's really what happened to me about 2 or 3 years ago is I had an old boyfriend died, and I hadn't seen him in literally 30 years, and it had been probably a difficult relationship, like most of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Soulmate.
Cellmate. And he came to me. I had no idea that he had died, and he came to me in the middle of the night, and he said to me, "Will you please forgive me?"
Wow.
And I said, "For what? I mean, did you actually die? Are you dead?"
Yeah.
And he told me that he had died. He told me he had died of cancer.
Wow.
And I was so taken aback that I got up at 4 a.m. and I went online to make sure that he really had died. I hadn't talked to him
Wow.
in probably 30 years,
Wow.
maybe more. And he had died,
Yeah.
and he was asking for forgiveness, which is what comes up because we do our life review. And, you know, throughout any of our lives, when we come here, we're going to get hurt. We're going to hurt others. It's just the cycle. We come into a very difficult place, this dimension.
Yeah.
And so, of course, you know, not intentionally necessarily you're going to hurt somebody, but sometimes it might be intentionally. I don't know. But somehow we have to keep moving. We have to keep moving. So you forgive because you want to. One of the keys to life is to keep moving. And you forgive to let go of the pain so you can continue with your life as opposed to being held back
And being
Because
stuck in the past.
you're going to get stuck.
Yeah.
So you want to keep going. You want to keep going.
Sometimes it seems like it's easier said than done, though.
Oh, of course.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a process. And I think that you should, you know, engage your support system to help you or even professional help to help you because it is a process. I
Yeah.
mean, we talk about forgiveness, but I don't want to minimize how difficult it
Right.
can be. Exactly what
yeah.
you're saying, John.
Yeah.
And from a body standpoint, when you're not, you know, when you haven't forgiven, you know, it means someone has crossed your boundary. Someone has done something to you. And the way the body reacts to that is it
Clenches.
clenches
Okay.
because it's trying to protect itself. So when you're not forgiving, your body literally is clenched, you know,
Yeah.
kind of 24/7, and that will eventually wreak havoc in your body.
Well, sure, it would arthritis or you know backaches. Again, any kind of
Even
illness.
you know, right, illness, immune diseases.
Sure.
There's an article that came out
Cancer?
of that came out of the Mayo Clinic that says that even your heart rate goes up when you're not forgiving because you're kind of stuck in this tense, you know, place.
Yeah.
like a heart attack.
Right.
Waiting.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, John, because we're not pretending to say that it's an
No.
easy thing to
God,
do,
no.
Yeah.
but it's certainly, you know, a goal
Yeah.
to reach.
And I'm glad you said it's a goal because there will be people in your life that may have really hurt you, and maybe it may take 5 years or 10 years or whatever, but eventually, the pain is less. Eventually,
Yeah.
and at that point, it's a nice point to be able to take off and start to do some healing on it.
And you know, there's no victims in spirituality is a common theme that I keep hearing. I don't know if you guys subscribe to that one or not, but there's no victims in spirituality, which means everyone is playing a role.
Absolutely.
So maybe getting to that side of forgiveness, and I think I may have brought this up on a show before, is visualizing that person loved you so much to play that role here on earth as the bad guy or the bad woman or whoever in order to help you grow spiritually. It's a contracted role that you had with them.
Right. And
And-
I've thought of that many times. And sometimes when I'm working with people,
Yeah.
I'll get them to that place.
Yeah.
That's really takes a way to view things, which I love,
Interesting.
John.
Yeah.
I love that.
The perspective.
Actually.
It's
Of
an interesting
course, and I happen to believe
perspective.
it. Yeah.
Well, because I think in some of our most difficult experiences, you know, there lies the most profound healing
Yeah.
and growth.
Right.
So I think that's a really interesting perspective.
And being that we're here in Hollywood at Sunset Gower Studios, think about the roles that everybody plays on the set and the actors that you're like, oh, I wouldn't want to talk to that person. Then get off to the side behind the scenes and you're talking to him and it's the nicest guy ever, but he's playing this horrible human being. So it's kind of the same thing. All the life is a stage and we're all in this movie
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Right. So true.
Yeah.
It's disappointing when it happens the other way around. You know, I think that's where, you know, be careful. What is it? Don't meet your heroes or something like that.
right.
Came
Don't get
up.
too close to the guru. Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappointing when, you know, you see this person, you love them. Oh my God, they're so great. Hi. And they're like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the ones that play the nasty roles and then they're so sweet. And, like Jasper Cole, so sweet in person, but plays the most nasty roles on TV.
Yeah. And they actually get sometimes mistreated out in public.
Yeah, because because people feed into that character, not who they are, you know, that kind of
But you know, it's
soul
hard,
level.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject. But
No.
when I see someone that I've seen weekly on TV that I really like, it's almost like I know them and I have this kind of impulse to walk, hey, how's it going? And then I realize I don't know this person. I've just seen him on TV every week. You know,
done that
walk
before.
away.
You're right.
Walk away.
Yeah, I know that might sound like a tangent, but it was more to get the idea of there's a difference between a person at soul level and then the character that they're playing in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and you say, Kelly, or and John, you're both more on the spiritual side than I am, that we do make contracts on the other side.
Yes.
And so I think you mentioned one time when we were talking about that, how, you really admire parents who on the other side have made a contract to lose a child in this lifetime because it's such a, it requires so much strength.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we do make those agreements.
Yeah.
We make those contracts before.
So if you're having trouble forgiving somebody, check out Forgiving the Unforgivable. It's the online seminar with James tomorrow. It's actually at 6:00 p.m.
6
Pacific
p.m.
time. Yeah.
Is it going to be, is there a possibility to tape it?
Yeah,
I'm going to be in session at 6.
it's
and
going
I'd
to
love
be
listen to it.
online, so I believe that the recording will live on.
Okay.
I surely
good.
hope so.
Okay,
So most
good.
of the recordings do. So that's, again, October 18th, which is tomorrow from 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we jump on the phone call?
All
Since
right.
last week we didn't take any calls.
Okay.
Let's jump on some phone
Alrighty.
calls.
All right, so let's get our first caller on the line. I believe her name is Carolyn. 603, you're on the line with Kelly and Shirley. Hi.
Hello?
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn. Can you turn it up just a little bit? John?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we hear you fine.
Can. How can we help you today?
I would like to talk to my mom or my dad. More so my mom because it'll be her anniversary of her death on Wednesday. It'll be 15 years since she passed.
And both your parents have passed.
Are they coming through?
And you said, and
Yeah.
your name is Carolyn, right? I'm sorry. is
Yeah.
your name is Carolyn?
Yes.
Okay, just want to
Yes.
make sure I'm hearing that.
Yes, it is.
Who's with an M around your mom? I know you're looking for your mom. What's your mother's name?
Ruth.
Ruth. I'm not okay. Hold on a minute. I don't know why, but I'm getting exercise around her. Exercise and teaching. Was she a teacher?
No. She was a stay-at-home mom. She didn't work.
There's a lot. It's like there's. Do you exercise and are you a teacher? I'm getting a lot of movement around you.
No, I don't. I don't work.
Okay.
I'm on disability.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry. I'm really off on that one.
Okay.
That's okay. That's all right. What I am getting around your mom is that I'm getting that the color pink is very important to her, and that there's a lot of love between you and your mother and your father and you and your mother and your father. This was a family that, although it looks like there was some dysfunction in the family unit, that there was a lot of love there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. And
Despite
who's
what was going on, I know that she loves me.
yeah, and is there somebody that either chews a lot of gum or is smoking? There's some activity there.
My brother Sam smokes.
Okay. Is he there with you?
No,
Oh.
he lives in the next town over.
Okay. Would you make sure that your brother knows that he's loved by them too, by both your mother and your father? Would you make sure of that?
Yeah, I will. I kind of knew that you guys were going to ask me that before you connected the call because I knew that there's going to be something from my brother
Yeah,
because he's dealing with depression.
I think you are. I think the
lately,
family is. I think you are as well. I think the family is. And it looks like that there's been a lot of
Yeah, I'm going through a
loneliness.
lot.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of loneliness there, and heartache
Yeah.
for you, but also for your brother too. So
Yeah.
you've got to make sure that your brother. Your mom is telling me that music helps him. That music, he likes music, and he's supposed to be upbeat listening to music. Does that make sense to you? That I don't know if he played an instrument, but he loves to listen. Your brother. Will you make sure that he's doing that? And she's telling me that you must
I
visit
will.
him. That's going to be important for you two. Okay. And also, do you cook? Do you cook things and bring them to him?
No, I don't.
Are you not eating right
I
then?
do cook, but I don't cook well.
Okay. Will you make sure you take care of yourself?
No, I haven't been eating right.
Okay. Then will
Yeah,
you
I
make
haven't been
sure
eating
that you're
much
that
'cause
you're
I'm
not
stressed.
eating garbage? She wants to make sure that you're like taking care of yourself. That's going to be important because she says that you took care of her. There was a lot of boy, this family worked very hard to
Well,
keep.
I tried to.
I know you did, and she's very aware of that. Okay, and there's a lot of pain there, and she's telling me a lot of needless suffering on your part. Needless suffering. Okay. Can you hear that?
Okay. Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, just want to make sure you know that she doesn't want you to suffer anymore. She does not want you or your brother to suffer. But will you make sure it's important for your mother and your father that you make sure your brother is okay.
Yeah, I'm worried about him too.
Yeah, and they are as well. So will you make
does my
sure?
dad, Archie,
Pardon me?
does my dad have anything to say? My dad?
Yeah, your father
Does
is.
my dad, Archie, have anything to
Your
say?
father is a little more straight-laced, and I get a more, I guess, uptight energy. I don't know, uptight, but more. It makes me want to sit straight in my chair. I'm not sure if that means he was
Sure.
in the service or not, but he's
Yeah.
more proper or more.
He
I
was
don't know.
in the Army.
Army, yeah, because he makes me want to go up, sit up straight, chew your food correctly. He's kind of like one of these guys. But I like him. He's just, kind of bossy that way. But anyway.
Yeah, I remember him being that way.
Yeah. So, and I'm getting, who's Sue or Susan around you? Maybe on the other side that they're
no,
with.
I don't know Sue.
Okay, because maybe there's somebody with that.
I
They're on
was
the
adopted, so maybe some of my relatives.
Oh,
Maybe some of my relatives from my biological family, because I was adopted.
but you know what? I got to. Yeah, it could be. Actually, I'm getting a yes on that. But you know what? For you, your parents did not know that you were adopted in the sense that they just loved you so much. They never thought of you that way. Okay.
Okay.
They loved you. They love you. And they're telling me that Mouse, they call you Mouser. They have a funny name for you. Like a cute name when you were a kid, when you were a child. Like you ran around a lot. You were cute.
What letter does this?
What?
What letter does it start with?
It looks like it was, I'm going to say mouse. It looked like a funny thing like that.
See?
What was that?
I don't remember.
Okay. And she's telling me, your mom is telling me when you hear bells like church bells or bells, you think of her. Bells. There's a lot of like outside chimes, bells. Your mom is telling me that that's for you.
Yeah.
That's for you. That's a message to know that she's here. And she's showing me her heart with you. Your heart must have been broken for a period of time. She's wanting you to be able to live again and to be able to breathe. She says you hold your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
I know.
hold a lot of it in sometimes.
Yeah.
Can we ask what you're suffering from, hon? Like why you're on disability?
I have an anxiety disorder.
Okay. So Shirley, do you want to talk to her about that?
Do you see a therapist? Are you seeing a therapist?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I do see somebody.
Oh, wonderful. Is it helpful to you?
Not really.
Okay. What area do you live in?
In New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Okay. Go to the Somatic Experiencing website. Can you put that up, John?
Yeah.
And see if there's a somatic therapist that works. It could even be a body worker since you already have a therapist. So it's not someone to replace your therapist unless you're not happy with your therapist, but someone to work in conjunction with, to work with the body. There seems to be a lot of healing that you can do through the body, a lot of pain, maybe a lot of, a lot of hurt around your heart. And when the heart...
Well, right now, just got my heart broken just recently.
Yeah, it felt like a
okay,
heart.
yeah.
That could be what...
So when the heart is...
with a relationship that
Yeah.
I thought was going to go further, so, and it didn't.
Okay. So when we start with the heart being in shock, and if you were adopted, then that would happen. An infant would realize that, this body that you've lived in for 9 months, is gone, and you have parents, and they can be as loving as possible, but it still creates a little bit of shock to the heart. And then when you add other heart, shocks to it, like a relationship
or a death
that ends, or a death, that continues to add to it. So from a body from a somatic standpoint, I think it would be great for you to get some help with that. Someone that can help you work through the body to start to release some of that sadness, the profound sadness and the heaviness that you have.
Well, I know what's causing a lot of the anxiety and depressing feelings, but I don't want to say that over the phone, that I've been dealing for the last year.
Okay.
Which is putting a lot of weight emotionally on me.
Yeah.
But I am working with somebody on that, on a spiritual level.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay,
Sort
good.
of.
And are you getting enough exercise? Are you going outside and interacting in the world?
I've actually been feeling quite stressed to the point where I've been isolating in my apartment.
But maybe that's why they were talking about exercise. Can you please get out of the house and start to at least walk, get out, and go listen to those bells and play some music?
Yeah.
Your dad's telling me that you have fortitude.
Actually,
Your father says you have fortitude.
What?
That means that you have the ability to get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know, honey, when you have your heart broken, believe me, we've all in this room been there.
Yeah, most definitely. And something that our guest from last week.
What was that? Sorry, it seems to be a little lagging on my phone.
Yeah.
What was the name of that website that you said?
Somaticexperiencing.com.
We'll put it up on our site.
It's we have it up on our site. Do you have us on your computer?
On Facebook?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so it'll be up there. Somatic Experiencing, and find a practitioner in your area. Also, we had a guest on last week named Raja, and he taught a very simple tool, but very profound tool to help with anxiety, because anxiety is about fear. Mm-hmm. So if you feel it in your chest, notice that, and then move your arms around. Just, around in circles, or just around to expand the sensation of anxiety, so it's not just kind of concentrated in your chest. And when you expand it through your arms and through your hands, it'll feel a little bit more tolerable. And the same, if you notice it in your tummy, move your legs with the intention of moving that energy of the anxiety down through your legs so it expands in your body. And that will help it feel just a little bit more tolerable. Okay.
All right.
Is there any messages from my friend? His name is Chris Saki. He had committed suicide and didn't know if he was all right.
Oh. Yes, he's made it to the other side. And I'm getting a profound sadness and grief from that one. A profound sadness and grief. And he said, yes. I don't want you to worry. He did he's on the other side. Okay? Just know that. Okay. And he's getting the help that he needs now. And when you feel like a sensation on your left side, it's him. He's grabs you on your left shoulder.
Oh.
Something about that.
Okay.
And he's telling you.
I've noticed something there on my left side.
Yeah, that's him. That is
walking
him
alongside of me.
His grandmother came to get him. You were worried about that. You thought that they knew it was already out there. When somebody commits suicide, 6 to 8 weeks in advance, the call is already out on the other side. Okay, so please don't worry about that. He's there.
Is he okay? Is
yes.
he happy now, or is he emotionally okay now?
Emotionally, they work with him. He'll be getting a lot of help. All right, and I think I'm going to leave you with that.
I also had one more question about, I know I have a spiritual gift and I don't know how to harness it. Is there a book that you could recommend?
Well, I would definitely start with James's
James Van Praagh,
books.
yeah.
I'd go to his site and I think it's
It's
vanpraagh.com.
Yeah.
And I would go to his site, and he has wonderful classes, and I would read all of his books, every one of them, and that'll get you some place to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you so much for calling.
I was just wondering if there's any. Is it out of time?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
so
we've
sorry.
gotta
We need to
move on.
take
Thank
other
you.
callers. But thank you so much for calling. If you have any other questions, go to our Facebook, Both Sides Now TV, and feel free to ask us any questions there, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, that's the first thing that came through for me when it was like get up and exercise, move
Oh, yeah.
around. You
Yeah.
know,
Move
it's just like she was
Yeah,
stuck,
that's so important.
and I was getting chills all over, so I just felt compelled to say
Oh,
it.
I'm glad
'cause
you
so-
did.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that came
Yeah,
through for
yeah.
me. But you know what happens is when you get really anxious or when you get really depressed, you don't want to do anything. You want to close up.
Yeah.
You don't want to move.
You wanna
And
isolate.
Especially you want to
Yeah.
isolate. And okay, you can do it. I always let my people do it for a little bit of time, and then I go, all right, come on,
Yeah.
get up.
Yeah. Sometimes, I say,
Yeah.
okay, give yourself permission to do it, let's say until tomorrow morning.
Right, exactly.
And
I
then
put
get
a
up
time
tomorrow
on it.
morning and go and put a time on it. So then you don't have to think about it while you're letting yourself do nothing
Right,
and isolate. And you can enjoy that. And then know that, at the time that you've set yourself, you'll get up and you'll go.
Right. And
do
also
something.
know this, when you have a severe broken heart, hearts recover. They can recover. It takes time and patience and a lot of love to yourself and compassion for what you've gone through.
And it's important to be suppored. I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah,
weren't
of
made
course.
to, handle heartache, any
Alone.
kind of heartache
Oh, yeah.
alone.
No.
And the more intense the heartache, the more people that we should surround ourselves with to
Very
feel that
true.
connection. Even if, I think Raja was talking about this, even if it's people we don't know, even if we go to a meeting and there's just a whole bunch of people there, there's something about that energy of being
Energy,
kind of,
lifting up.
held.
And also, it just takes one stranger even to be kind
Yeah.
to
That
somebody.
can change
you
your whole
know?
perspective.
It changes everything. Yeah. And it opens up that heart chakra.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on to our
Yes.
next?
Yes.
All
let's
right,
do
so we
that.
have 518 on the line. 518, you're on the line with Shirley and Kelly. Can we have your name, please?
Hi there. Hello? Hello?
This is Pat Bonamo.
Hi,
Pat.
Pat.
My
Hi,
name is
Pat. How are you?
Yes. I'm okay.
Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
Pat, did you lose your husband?
Yeah, but that's not the reason I called. I lost my husband a long time ago. But that's not what.
But that's not
what
why
I
you're
called.
calling. Okay, well, tell me why you're calling.
Poor guy. He's
Poor
like,
guy.
Calling
Sorry.
about my,
Is this about your
well,
son?
no, he's in heaven. I'm sure he's 22 years gone.
Oh,
But my son is the one I'm calling about.
Your son. Your son. Did he recently pass away? I have a
2 years.
yeah. That's well, yeah. And he is with your husband. You need to know that he is with your husband, and that.
Well,
Are you there?
I'm listening. Yes.
Okay. He's telling me that, Mom, you need to know I'm okay. I'm okay now. I'm okay now. All right? And that I'm getting that you were very instrumental in his life, he says. Like you were instrumental. He wouldn't have been able to get as far as he had without you. You were the one. You were his rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He was mine too.
yeah. And I got chills on that. Yes. And he's still around you, Mom. It's like, I'm still there, Mom. I'm still there. You can't see me. You can't touch me. but I am there. And he's telling me about who's Rock or Rocky. And also, I'm getting, let me see. Is there a brother too?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you make sure his brother knows that he's loved, that he loves him? It had nothing to, it was just his time to go. He just knew he had to go then. Does that make sense to you?
Well, being on this side, no. Being on that side, yes.
Yeah,
would
I know.
imagine so, because, you know, and
Was there a suicide? Was this a suicide?
No.
Oh, good.
No.
Thank God. Oh, it's the first one, and that's not. Oh, oh, I'm glad to hear that.
No.
Okay.
He had medical issues,
Okay.
but he rallied around those, and unfortunately, he died of pneumonia
Oh.
and H1N1, which was that swine flu that
Oh,
I guess he got.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. He's telling me that you were his gift in this lifetime. He's done a life review, and he says that you are his gift, and he gave you a special gift even before he passed. He gave you a gift, and he's telling me that you were who it was. Did he leave a wife or a girlfriend? And who's with? I'm getting a Lisa or a Lee or an L around him. It may have been a good friend. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, his wife's name was Melissa.
Oh, okay, Melissa. I said Lisa. It's Melissa. I'm sorry. I got as close as I could get on that. But would you make sure that you tell her how much he loves her too, please?
Impossible. She disappeared with the kids.
Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
3 grandchildren. I do not see.
Oh, that's such a heartbreak.
They are 8, 12, and 13.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Melissa, if you're listening out there.
Disappeared, and she remarried. She disappeared. She remarried. And
That's sad.
I don't know if I'll ever see my grandkids again. I pray over it. I always
you will.
pray
I'm
over
getting
them.
that you will. Somehow the energy opens, and I don't know how it will open for you, but you will see them again. And I'm getting that he is going to
We were
make...
extremely close.
Yeah.
We were extremely close. They have 3 cousins, and the cousins and them grew up together from the time they were infants. And Tommy was actually the spoke of the wheel. You know, the
Of course.
middle of the wheel, and we were
Of
all
course.
around. So yeah,
You will see them again. And also, he's telling me that you have, is it a piano in your home? And who's the musical one? Is that you?
I have a piano, but I don't play it.
Okay.
It's more of a decoration place.
Did he used to play it when he was younger?
No, I never played.
Okay.
I never played. My it's funny. I bought it with the intent of playing, but when his kids were up here and my grandkids were here, his middle son Matthew used to tinkle the keys. He loved to play it. So
Well, if you know, it's
that's the
interesting
only thing.
because sometimes Spirit will tell us, what to do, and often they will say, then go start playing the piano, get yourself back into the game again. That you will see them again. It's not a black and white situation. He's telling me you will see them again. Don't give up hope. Please don't give up hope. They hear your prayers, okay? And they will see you again.
Right.
Okay.
But I tried to I tried to talk to him or ask him to come in my in a dream because I know that they come.
Of course
come
they
in
do.
your dream, but he doesn't really give me one time he did because I have his we have ashes. We each got a bottle of his ashes. And I went past the bottle one day and I grabbed it to my chest and I said, I'm giving you huggies, right? So then I went in the shower and I came out and on top of my dresser was a stuffed dog. And it was way back on the dresser.
Oh, my gosh.
When I came back, it was in the middle of the floor. So I know he was there.
Oh, spirits can do
Wow.
that. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that one.
He hasn't done anything since. So, but everybody says that he's here, and
He is with you always. And, if you're thinking about him, he's there. And I know he's working everything he can do to get those grandkids to you. So just keep holding out on that.
Well, he told someone else because I had a friend. It's a very complicated situation. terrible situation, but his ex-best friend's ex-wife had a reading, and he came to her in the reading and told her that he's with me. He's with her because she got slighted by the father, and he's also concentrates on his 3 kids.
Yeah, definitely taking care of those kids. So, listen, we're going to go now, but I really thank you so much for calling. I'd love for you to make sure that you keep saying those prayers, okay? Because they're all heard.
I do every night.
Good.
I say goodnight every night. I say goodnight to my other grandchildren, who I also see.
Good,
but,
good.
You know, they're touchable. You know, these kids are no longer touchable, and I can't figure how they must think that I abandoned them, that their mother is the one that disappeared. Yes. So I don't know how much of that they know. You know,
I'm just being told that you will see them. Okay, please know that.
Yeah, the truth will come.
It will.
Through.
It'll come out, and you'll see them. You will see them again.
And thank you, Mr. Von Prague, also.
Yes, you bet.
I appreciate. You are on the line, right?
No. This is there? John. I'm James's host, but no, John. James isn't on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I heard the phone before. It must have been you when you were having trouble and you disconnected me. I heard somebody's voice. I thought it was him.
Oh,
but anyway, thank you very much for answering me.
Thank you.
And answering some of my questions.
Sure.
All right.
Sure
Thank you
thing.
so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, you know what's so interesting too is, as James has pointed out many times, you know, like a husband will come through,
Yeah.
but I only want this one. But in
Right.
this particular case, fortunately, it all worked out. But
Yeah,
you never
but-
know. You
Yeah.
just never know.
Yeah, it's sort of like you need to just trust whoever comes through, because sometimes they will bring another person through for you. Sometimes their energy
Right.
is stronger, right? The first
Yeah.
person that comes through will bring
Absolutely,
someone.
will open the door.
Will open the
and-
door, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Let's go with another call.
all right, so let's move on here to our next caller. And I'm trying to get some people who were disconnected earlier on the first
okay.
show.
Yeah.
So 631 is on the line here. 631, can we have your name, please, for Shirley and Kelly?
Hi, this is Grace Haggerty calling from Long Island. Thank you for answering.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your name, Grace?
Grace. Oh, I can't believe I got through. I've been trying to call for weeks, and I got disconnected 3 times after waiting to talk
Oh,
to
no.
James. So
Oh, I'm so
Thank
glad
you for
you
calling.
called, Grace.
Thank you for your persistence, hon.
How can we help you
thank
tonight?
you. Okay, I lost my son Brian 2 years ago, and he was my best friend. He was 40. It was just after his 40th birthday, after Thanksgiving, and I am just heartbroken because he was my best friend, and I'm sick. I just don't know how to go on. I don't pray anymore, and I was very spiritual. My heart is just dead, and I don't know what to do. And everything that you said to that girl, and everything that you said, James said today, all was for me too, because
Yes.
I just don't even leave the house. I don't even want to get up and get out. It's terrible.
I
I'm
completely
stagnant.
understand. And, you know, I got to tell you that Brian wants you to get up and out. He wants you to get up and out. He's telling me to make sure that you get up and out. He's telling me that you were always, first of all, he's telling me that you have a stone of his, like a crystal stone of his. You have something like that of his. Looks like a crystal that he either gave you or it was his. Do you know what I'm talking about? A crystal.
No, his wife, my daughter-in-law, had given me something of his birthstone.
Yeah, that's
on a
it.
necklace.
That's it. What is that?
It's a blue stone, like a blue stone in a necklace, because that's his birthstone.
That's what he's talking about then. That's it. So do you wear that or do you have that?
I have it. I wear it sometimes when I go out.
Okay.
You know, but
well, we've got to help you be able to see, it was his time to go. And he's telling me that you were always, he says, I can go ahead and say it. Sometimes you were impatient. Does that make sense?
yes, I didn't get the gift of patience.
Yeah,
No.
that's what he said. And he was a little more patient. He had a little more patience. And he says that you two laughed a lot together. You cooked together. You laughed a lot. And it's like he's calling you Ma. You were a fun-loving mother, and you were always on the go with him. He says even when he was your young son, he was always you were almost more active than he was. He's active, but you were more active. Like you had him in everything. You had him in like doing school plays or musicals or something. You had this kid going, hopping.
Yeah, he was in sports and everything.
Always going with this one. And that you were fun, you're funny. He's telling me that at the end that it was just you couldn't accept it. And he's telling me that it's very hard for him because he's watching you in pain. And that,
I know it's true.
That part, he's telling me to tell you that and to give you advice that you don't need to hold on to the pain any longer. It's okay to let go of it. He says, Mom, I'm never leaving you. I'm always here. You can't physically touch me, but I'm always here. He's talking about like a teddy bear type of thing, like a teddy bear that you would even hold when you were like just rolling over in pain, and he would just watch you. And he's telling me that you have fortitude as well, that you have it. And he is okay. He's actually been with both your parents and his father's parents, and he's okay. And also, there's an uncle over there. Do you know who the uncle is? He's talking about his uncle.
Yes, there is an uncle that passed.
Yeah, and he's with him.
Yes.
And he's telling me that. And also, I'm getting the name Frank. I'm not sure who that is, but he's with a Frank over there. And, yeah, Frank. And he's telling me that you've got to get out and go walking. You've got to get up and out. You must. And also, he's telling me to go back to church. I don't know. Does that mean, were you a church person?
Yes.
Okay. He wants you to go back. And what does Archangel Michael mean to you?
I don't know, just an angel that takes care and watches over people. I was very religious and spiritual, but I was very angry, and it's very hard living without him. My sunshine is gone, and I can't, he was the sunshine of my life.
I think
it's so horrible.
It may be helpful for you to join a support group, a grieving support group, and maybe even more specifically, a mother's support group that have lost kids.
There's compassionate friends, which is parents that, have lost children of any age.
Yeah.
And I got all the information, but my husband and I just, we're going to go, and then we just don't go. It's tough.
It is.
I've been with my husband since I was 13 and he was 16.
Wow.
And, we grew up together across the street from each other. And we've been married 46 years. And I am just cry all the time. And I feel bad for him because he's hurting too. And I just... Of course. I can't be here for him either because I'm just so broken.
Yeah. I mean, with this kind of grief, and I don't pretend to understand it because I would be absolutely where you are.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to go through it. You can't even get it in your head.
You can't even.
I had friends. Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. But that's why it's so important for you to be able to feel supported in your grief, and supported, more than by people who have empathy, but by people who can truly understand the level and the depth of the grief that you're going through. So I would highly recommend that you really make it a point to go to that support group. To tell yourself to just go once and see how it is.
And the other thing is, if you can't leave the house or you're having a hard time doing that, James has a course called A Day in the Spirit World, which is a way where you can connect with your loved one in the spirit world. He walks you through a process, meditative process that will help you to connect and open the door to communication with him. And he'll probably give you that nudge that you need in order to get to this support group on a regular basis. So you can check out that. What's that, hon?
Wait. I want to get words in because I'm afraid I'll get disconnected again and I'll be suicidal myself.
Oh, no, please. No. Please, no.
No, I didn't mean that literally. I'm sorry.
No, we know what you mean.
I just, I wanted to know if he had any messages for his family, beside me.
Is there a sister? Is there a sister?
Yes.
Yeah, would you make sure
daughter.
would you make sure that his sister he's talking about, I'm not sure if they used to play games together or basketball together or something like that together, where I see some sort of a ball going back and forth with her, and that she needs to know that she's doing the right thing in her life right now, whatever that happens to be. He keeps an eye on all of you. She was very, very depressed when this happened. In fact, I don't think nobody in his family has moved on. Nobody. And he's telling me, and I know my name is Kelly, but is there a Kel or Kelly nearby? Maybe he's trying to get her into therapy with somebody like me. But she needs to, it sounds like she may need therapy too. Is she in therapy?
No, she's not in therapy, but they were very close.
Right.
They were only a 3 apart, so she was close with him. But before he passed away, it was a strange situation. There was no anger, but she got married and she just separated a little from him. And now, after he passed, she was very, very sad over it, because my son tried. He would call me all the time, and he'd say, Ma, what's the matter with her? Why doesn't she call me? What, Well, and she was.
Yeah, she was probably just, getting involved in her new relationship and getting married. But listen, we're going to leave you with this, but please know that he sends love to everybody in that family, and he's talking particularly about the family dog too. So that's important. And he loves everything and everybody in this family. And make sure you go, if you can, go to a grief group, because what he's telling me about that grief group is you're going to meet somebody that has a situation very, very similar. And actually, there's somebody who also lost a son that needs your help. That's in that group. So you please go.
So does he have any messages for his children? He left 3 little boys and a beautiful wife.
Oh my gosh, he loves those kids. That was really tough. That he loves those children. He loves those children more than anything. That is a huge part of his life. This guy was family oriented. Family. It's like he was like the father figure for everybody. This guy. And
he was a wonderful one. If he was a creep, it would be a little easier actually, but. He was so wonderful. Yeah. They had to open 3 rooms in the funeral home. It was just unbelievable. He was a good-hearted soul and person, and that's what even makes it harder. He was my best friend, and I lost my son and my best friend, my husband too.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a heartache.
Oh, yeah. That is a heartache. That is such a heartache. Please go out. And
3 children. We help take care of his 3 little boys, so that helps.
Good.
And us.
That's the best. That's the best that you can do. That's wonderful. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. But thank you very much, Grace, for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much for speaking with me and helping me get through. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Sure thing.
That's rough.
Gosh,
that's really
that
rough.
is so rough.
That's really rough. It's interesting. 2 mothers and 2 sons.
2 sons.
In a row.
Yeah.
That's how these calls come in.
I know.
Do we have time for one more?
We can do a quick one.
Just one
but
more.
we never can really ever do a quick call.
I know, it's
Sorry.
so hard, but
Yeah.
just
we really
want
to help so badly.
I know. So let's go with 904 is on the line. 904.
My best friend, and I lost my son and my best friend.
Oh, hi, hon. You're on the line. Could you mute your background for us?
Oh, hi.
Hi, sweetie. Can you mute your background and listen through the telephone?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Let me get the volume off.
Okay.
How's that?
Great. Thank you.
Hi there.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
Oh, that's
Sure.
right. What is your name?
My name is Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Hi, Jacqueline. How can we help you today? Is there a mother problem? Is there a problem with your mother?
Sorry?
Is there a mother problem here?
No.
Okay.
Thank God my mother and father are still with me.
Okay.
And I'm calling because, well, my mother, she has always been a psychic. She's always had premonitions and visions before they happen and so forth. All my memory, I experienced her doing different things, and as a child, I was confused as to what was going on. But recently, I'd say within the last 4 or 5 years, I've been having strange things happen to me.
Oh, Jacqueline, what's your birthday? Jack, what's your birth date?
November 20th, 1954.
Oh, okay. So you come into this world, you would be very intuitive, especially with children. Especially with children.
Yes, yes.
I mean, that's
But
really...
I've
Do you have children?
I have two. I have a daughter and a son.
Oh, good, because you came in to really be a mother and a father, more than a relationship. And so you would be wildly intuitive, particularly with anybody's kids, not just your own, but children in general.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. I hear things, and I hear voices, a voice at a time, not many voices, and it happens occasionally. I'll be standing or sitting next to a total stranger, and I'll hear a voice tell me, say to me, ask them who Virginia is, for example.
Okay.
And if I don't ask, it's a consistent ask them. And it's like, okay, all righty.
Oh, that's funny. So you're it's called clairaudient. So that would be clairaudient, and that's what clear hearing, where you start to hear things. And that's pretty much how it starts to open up. That's pretty much how it starts. It can start in a lot of ways, but that's one of them.
And I end up asking, because I've never not asked. It's probably happened to me maybe 9 or 10 times. Mm-hmm. And I always ask about the person that's actually existed in this person's life. I've never missed.
Wow.
Great.
I mean, you might want to take. You may want to take one of James's classes. What is that class?
Well, there's a lot of different ones, but you can go to JVP School. That's JVP School of Mystical Arts.com, or go to hayhouse.com. I think they still have his course for healer psychic medium course.
And that would really help you to figure out what you're up to with any of these psychic or healing medium.
And I would definitely look into it. I've always been intrigued by him. Mm-hmm. And another thing that it's a different voice. It's almost like a spirit guide or something telling me you can heal people.
There you
can
go.
Heal people with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Well, great.
And that course would be great because that's healer, psychic, and medium, and it will help you identify where you are best suited for in the healing field.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for calling.
If that's true, thank you. If that's true, I wish I could heal myself because I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Oh. And
I'm sorry to hear that.
I want to help others if I could. Mm-hmm. But my passion and what keeps me going is my art. I paint. I paint as an outlet and a release of love and passion.
That's a great place to bring in light.
That gets me by.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could sense any powers or spirits or light around me, or am I doing and living like I should? I have kept my disease from my parents. They're almost 90.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, my mother is 90. Yeah. And I don't think it's necessary for them to know this, at this point in their life. Am I doing the wrong thing?
No, I understand that. You have to really go by with what if you know your family very well. And I understand that you would do that. I understand. And what I'm hearing is something with yoga with you. Do you do yoga? I understand that you have Parkinson's, but do you do yoga or movements or Tai Chi or anything like that?
I've been wanting to take a yoga class.
Would you please, because that's what I'm hearing over and over. Take yoga, because it looks like at some point you may teach yoga to that population.
Yes.
To that population with Parkinson's.
Limited,
yeah. Okay, and that would be, that's from your guide and your guides.
All right, thank you, Miss Jacqueline.
Right.
You
Thank
take
you,
care.
Jacqueline, so much.
Thank you for calling.
Okay. Wow.
So hard.
I know.
So many hurting people.
So many hurting people. Yeah. Everybody's in their stage wherever they are currently.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that they'll be there forever. They will move. Everybody starts to move, and that's what I love that we do this work. It really does help the soul to or the person, the soul knows. The soul says,
Right.
we want to, you know, we want to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if folks want to have a long-term reading with Kellee, more in-depth reading, they can visit Kellee White at kelleewhite.com, KELLEEWHITE.com. And Shirley and Kellee do tandem sessions from time to time.
We do.
And I don't know if you do that via Skype, but that would be a great way of reaching out to some of these callers that
We
are calling
do. I
in.
do a lot of my
Most
work on
definitely.
Skype and
Yeah.
FaceTime. A lot of my work.
Yeah,
Or in
so-
the office in LA or phone.
Send us, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and send us a message. And whatever we can do to help, we will do our best to help you out. If you have a question, if you want to follow up, if you've called in and we've talked to you before, please let us know.
Yeah.
Keep in touch with us and send us any questions that you want through Facebook. It's what is it? Both Sides Now
At
TV,
Both
right?
Sides Now TV, yes.
Facebook and Twitter. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
listening. We really appreciate it.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, everybody.
You've been listening to Both Sides Now, featuring the unconventional duo Dr. Shirley and Kellee White.
Two perspectives, one world.